Welcome back to the channel where we kill fascists for sport. Hope you're making the most of it. Today I have no idea what we're drawing because I'm recording the audio first. I have this bad habit of making my videos after my roommate gets home, and it's not fair to hurt her feelings to be like, I had all day to do this and now you're cutting into my time. So I'm just gonna be doing the audio now, and then at some point after she gets home, I'll be able to record a drawing. It might be, if I had to guess, probably designing the queen. Am I close? The reason I say the queen is because she is becoming she's becoming a more important character, and unfortunately, because this is all very new, by the queen, I mean Henrietta's mother, not the drag queen that I'm actually mentioned in the last story. So I'll have names eventually. Hal and Princess Hen and Al are the only characters with names so far. For now, I will be reading a draft for the next part of my story that I'm referring to as Princex Hal. Let me know if this style of storytelling works for you, and the transcript will be available on my website, and the link for that will be in the description. So last time during Princex Hal, Princess Henrietta ran off with a strapping young gentleman. They're definitely well dressed, but not royal. The king ordered 10 soldiers to chase the escaping couple. If Al and Hen are constantly on the run, how are they going to find who the next generation? Strictly ordered that Henrietta and this mystery person be taken back alive. He wants to deal with them himself. The queen, with all of her mysterious plans and opinions, has been rather quiet about the prospect of seeing her daughter again. Surely she wants to see the next generation flourish. My queen, do we really need to spare this blue-haired mystery person? The king paced the bedroom floor, stoic even out of his royal garb. For now, yes. Until we know if Henrietta is able to choose someone else, her selected partner must remain alive, the queen said. That's just perfect. As long as she passes down our royal blood, I don't care where he comes from. The queen tightened her lips. If only he knew there's nothing about Henrietta that is ours, she thought. Now that the princess and Al have exited the city limits, they realized a few things. First of all, they're in formal wear, and secondly, they have no food, water, or weapons. How could they possibly defend themselves? Despite the oncoming dark, the humidity soaked through their clothes, sweat poured down their faces and dampened their once wrinkle-free clothing. Hey, princess, Al said. What's the plan here? They looked towards the endless, colorful sky and multitude of blood-sucking insects. For now, the plan is to get distance from my family. Even though I've been blessed with the gift of choice, I don't know what they'd do to someone who couldn't impregnate me. What's the gift of choice? Al felt a pit in their stomach. The sun hung awfully low, and the couple saw nothing of the next town on the horizon. Royal babies are born with the aid of a magical midwife to bless the children. As my bloodline got thinner, more and more of the gifts were fertility-based. The gift of choice is that whoever I choose, I'd have infinite babies for them. Hen finished with a roll of the eyes. I could have had fire powers. This information made Al insecure. Did Hen only pick them to rebel against her parents? Al gave a nervous chuckle. So we're not going to be rich together? Is that all you care about? Being rich? Defying royal prophecy isn't good enough for you? Maybe I should leave you here and let the oncoming waves of soldiers take you out. That's not what I meant! Please excuse me, princess. I'm nothing close to royalty. I am not familiar with the life. I'm sorry. Not that Al was doing much with her life before this. They worked tirelessly as an MC, raking in tips from drunks who thought she was a dancer. She was great at that job, but the life led nowhere. As far as she knew, following the princess out of her own kingdom was the only shot she had at an interesting life. Hen remained quiet. She chose Al, but her expectations are far from met. Did she really make the right decision? Miles behind them, the assigned 10 soldiers marched forward. 2 archers on horseback led 2 separate carriages that contained soldiers and supplies. Why are we even going to bother? Princess doesn't stay anywhere long. The king and queen would have better luck making another heir. I bet I could make a more attractive heir than that bastard old king could. The soldier punctuated with a lewd gesture. You and what army? The rest of the carriage laughed. Anyone would take a joke out on the boss if they could. Carriage rides out of the city are among the safest times to do so. This will be a good enough place to stop for now, said one of the archers. The troop stopped just outside the forest and set up camp. Soldiers kicked up their feet by the crackling fire. The camaraderie drowned the sounds of any nocturnal creatures who may be lurking. Hen and Al heard the party settling down near them. What do they do? No food, water, weapons, remember? They climbed into the trees, gathering all sorts of bugs and moss on their clothes. I know these guys, Hen whispered to Al. Most of them are fairly uncouth. If you can grab a bow off one of them, I'll take it. Surprisingly enough, I'm pretty good at melee combat, said Al. The two conjured a plan. Like spiders, they will wait for a soldier to wander into the woods. That's where they would ambush him and steal his gear. One soldier stood up from the group. Guys, I gotta take a waz. Just as they expected, a soldier walked far enough into the forest to conceal their victim from the light. The two did not plan on their branch to crack under their weight, causing alarm from the soldiers. You good, dude? One called from the camp. Yeah, I'll check out the noise when I'm done, he yelled back midstream. After the soldier redressed himself, his hand held firmly to the hilt of his sword. Each step drew him closer to Al and Hen. Is anybody there? Each step rung in the couple's ears, adrenaline spiking. The soldier took his final step before Hen lunged at the man's side, completely toppling him. Al pried the sword from his hands and sliced his throat. Because the princess still lacked a weapon, she picked off what armor could fit Al, and then she jumped back into a low tree. The motion caused more suspicion. 2 by 2, the soldiers brandished their swords or aimed their bows. They took formation before carefully stepping into the woods. Between the leading pair of soldiers, Al swept one off his feet and stabbed the other before retreating. Al ran further into the woods, drawing the team away from Hen. She left the tree to inspect the body. Damn, not an archer, Hen thought. The 2 archers remained outside the woods, ready to fire at any threat that dared unveil itself. Hen stepped and rustled too many leaves, alerting the archers. 2 arrows whizzed by her, both landing somewhere amongst the trees. Hen was too scared to move. Another arrow pierced through the forest and struck through the princess's arm. She cried out, and everything stopped. The archers inspected their victim to find the princess. Why did you shoot her, idiot? I don't know, I was scared, he replied. Hen looked her assailant directly in the eyes, nearly turning him to stone. If you dare tell the king you found me, I'll be sure to let him know this squad almost killed me. None of you will be spared. We never saw you, princess. You have our word. Men, exit the woods. The soldiers trampled each other out of the woods, fewer than before the fight. Only 5 soldiers remained in total. I think we'll be taking this. Al motioned to the carriage of supplies. Since your trip got cut short. The soldiers easily fit one carriage now that Al thinned their numbers. How to word their excuse is their problem now. Al swiftly removed the arrow from Hen's arm and applied direct pressure. A gauze pad and some firm wrapping stopped the bleeding. Are you hurt? Hen asked. Oh no, Al said. Mostly just scrapes from the trees. Well, let me see. Hen sanitized the cuts on Al. Despite being just water, Al hissed at the pain. It's just water, idiot, said Hen. They killed 5 men to keep us safe. I should be nicer to them, she thought. Al and Hen took turns sleeping during the ride. Despite the potential conflicts that happen at night, it's an escape from the heat. As the sun rose, the next town peeked through the morning mist. Humidity once again clung like a blanket, and the chirping of nighttime bugs slowly diminished and was replaced with daytime bugs. A twinkling black sky receded to the morning oranges. Al and Hen had finally escaped Medville. Far away from the princess's killer glare, the leader of the soldiers feared more of the king. What will we tell the king? A young swordsman broke the early morning silence. The truth, said the leading archer. They rode back into town, ready to give the king his news. The king and queen had just finished breakfast and sat upon their thrones. Hen's chair remained empty. The leader knelt before the stairs. Your Highness, the princess has been found, but she is armed. Several of our men were killed in battle, and a carriage has been stolen. The king ordered more soldiers, along with his own armor and horse. He turned to the queen before departing. She'll produce an heir before our deaths, my queen. The queen did not respond, but she watched him leave to the barracks. She felt frozen, unable to articulate her feelings. The princess's escape reminded her of being pregnant. Her Highness was blessed with the gift of birth, meaning she could bear any child no matter how difficult. The gift did not make any partner more potent, however. Please, nurse, you have to find some sort of potion to help me, the queen begged. He can't do it. Even if he could, I wouldn't want a baby that way. Her nurse sighed. Using magic to produce a baby is very irresponsible, but she gave in to the queen's request. Who will be the father if not the king? Here. The queen hands her nurse a lock of hair from a male servant. Without an interest in sex, how else could the queen produce an heir? The witch nurse took the lock of hair out of the room and returned shortly with a potion that mimicked the colors of a sunset. Take this, and you'll receive the news you've been waiting for. Her Highness followed the nurse's instructions to the letter, fearing the consequences of not doing so. Take the potion, sleep at the exact same time every night, follow a strict diet, and pray. The queen endured her pregnancy alone, along with the help of witch nurses and servants. They assisted her with the painful rituals of carrying out a magically conceived pregnancy with success. Had the queen not been blessed with the gift and vast riches to afford medical expenses, she would have perished. The closer she got to her delivery date, the more of her life drained away. Pale skin, cold hands, the stench of death wafted around her bedchambers until the day arrived. Princess Henrietta was regarded by the medical staff as the healthiest baby we've ever seen. Slowly, the queen regained her health just as before. The color had just returned to her cheeks as she saw Henrietta's face for the first time. And what gift would you like to bestow upon the little princess? Something fertile, for her sake and mine. Without hesitation, the witch nurse scooped up the baby and gave her the gift of choice. You mean she has the ultimate power over who she can have children with? The queen asked. Yes, allow her her freedom, and she'll bear you an army. And I think that's about it. If you guys have any suggestions for the story, let me know in the comments. Again, this is just a draft. I threw it together with barely more than an outline. If you made it this far in the video, I'm gonna take a wild guess and assume you liked it. If that is indeed true, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and comment below. It means a lot to me to know that you're interested. Thanks guys, I'll see you next Tuesday.